Hello Tarot viewers, welcome to our Timeless Oracle reading. And our Oracle card for today belongs to the Guiding Light Oracle by Kelly Smith. You know this one, there's this light here and there are these stars all around there. No? It's like the sun amidst the beauty of the cosmos. Right now, I am looking at this clear quartz crystal ball. And it is reflecting the rays of the sun. And you know what? That picture that you saw in the handbook is the same as what I am seeing right now from the crystal ball. There is this focus of shining light amidst the different dots of sparkling lights also, which is within this crystal ball. So it's like also the same. The sun shining in the midst of the cosmos. Or it can be a sort of like a sort of like the let there be light. It's like that. It's like the Big Bang. No, it's like the Big Bang in the midst of the darkness in the universe, where there are little lights also, but there's a star that is being born. Okay, a star that is being born, and I think it is very much related to our card right now, which is the blame game. The blame game is recognizing that you are perfectly human. Blame game, they say that to be perfectly human, all of us are called to be perfect. And to be perfectly human is to accept the reality that we commit mistakes. But it's not enough to do so. The sign of maturity, the sign of that you are journeying towards perfection, is when you recognize the mistakes that you committed and that you resolve to improve from that mistake. You resolve also to correct whatever mistake that you have committed. If you can still correct it, you try to correct it. If you cannot, you humbly accept the reality and you begin again. It's like also nature, to renew itself undergoes a tower moment or undergoes a storm. It's constant renewal, knowing that you can constantly improve in yourself. The blame game is when you do not recognize that there is something that you need to change. The blame game is when you do not recognize that you have committed a mistake and that you are not willing to accept the responsibility, that humility. You do not have that humility to accept that you have committed a mistake and you are not ready to take control of the situation and change the situation. When you humbly accept that you have committed a mistake, you can begin again. You undergo that tower moment and you are given that chance to renew itself. When you do not accept that you have committed a mistake and you point it into other people, you give the control to other people and the change, you do not take part in the change where you could have taken part with it and at the same time grow from it. So the challenge of this card is learning to accept whenever we commit mistakes and having that courage to begin again. So having the humility to accept that we have committed a mistake and indeed and that aspect of our life needs to be changed and modified, and then we begin again. So it's also good to end the day or sometimes after we encounter a certain mistake to go before the divine in silence and say, I am sorry, Lord. I wish I could change this, but it has already occurred. I made a mistake. I begin again. I begin again is the acceptance that you have made a mistake and the willingness to change the situation, to take part in the change. When you blame other people of the mistakes, you remove from your hands the capacity to change the moment. So sometimes certain situations requires the humility from us to accept that we have committed a mistake and the willingness to change the moment, a willingness to grow from the moment. So here it says the blame game. It is time to take ownership of the life you are creating. When you accept your mistake, you own the moment, you own the situation. Let us try to read from the tarot card that accompanies or the handbook that accompanies this card, and let us try to gain more insights from it. Blaming others is a self-defeating game that we play with ourselves when we refuse to take responsibility for the direction our life is headed. The solution to your problem relies on you understanding the role you play in your current circumstances. When you continue to blame others for the problems in your life, you are essentially giving them all the power to make it better. If you give them all the power, you are left feeling powerless, helpless, and defeated. The truth is, you can change your life for the better by taking ownership of the choices you are making in the moment. What is it you are blaming others for? Money challenges, lack of free time, progress, or harmony? As you shift your perspective from blame to love, you will begin to see that no one is blocking you. No one is keeping you stuck, and no one else is to blame for your current circumstances. Another message when this card shows up is to let go of blaming yourself as well. Okay, so this is another aspect we need to consider. Blaming ourselves. Okay, let's continue. No one is to blame. Blaming yourself and others keeps the current of energy flowing in the same direction that it is going. Take ownership for the choices you make and where your life is headed, and let go of blaming all who are involved. As you do, you will begin to make different choices that will shift you in a new direction. I guess we shift in the new direction when we say, I begin again. Okay, let's continue. Ask yourself, how am I blaming others for my problems? How have I refused to take ownership for the life that I am creating? When you stop blaming yourself and others, you will begin to see that the power to change your life has been in your hands all along. Okay, so this has been a very good reading, a very good, the handbook has given us a lot of good insights also, and the card also. You see here, there are a lot of stones that are being thrown. Maybe these are stones that are being thrown back and forth between you and other people. So everybody's trying to throw the ball. You know how it is, this game wherein there is a time limit and everybody is throwing the ball, and whoever gets caught with the ball at the end of the music or at the end of the time is the one who's the it, or the one who loses. Okay, or one who is taken out. So it's like that. So it's like throwing stones at each other. No, I remember when we were still very small, we usually would joke about the sayings that are usually being passed around from one generation to the other. Like, for example, there is this certain wisdom phrase where they say, if somebody throws a stone at you, throw back a bread or something. Okay, something soft. Okay, then so if somebody throws a stone at you, you throw back a piece of bread. Okay, when we were still kids, we would try to modify that phrase and say, if somebody throws stone at you, throw back a bread at them, but make sure that it is inside a glass jar. Okay, so yeah, well, anyway, these are just the mischievousness of being young, and it makes us laugh every once in a while. So yeah, if people start throwing stones at you, it's time for us to stop and reflect. Did I really make a contribution to the failure? Okay, if yes, then I humbly accept. Okay, I am sorry. I contributed to the mistake. I am sorry. But I'm willing to change it. I'm willing to begin again. Are you going to work with me? Okay, so it's like that. Okay, I'm willing to work on it. I'm willing to begin again. Would you allow me to do so also? Some people would say, no, no, let it be. Let me do it. But it diffuses the situation. It frees us from the energy of trying to defend ourselves. When you accept immediately, the conflict ceases, because nobody is going to argue with you anymore because you already accepted that you committed a mistake. So it frees us from all the energy, not only us but the people around us. It suddenly makes the situation less turbulent. So when you honestly say, yes, I committed a mistake, I am sorry, I would like to rectify whatever mistake I have done. Could you allow me, please? Okay. So it's like that. When you do that, then something beautiful starts to grow. The sun starts to shine again amidst the darkness of the cosmos. And no stones need to be thrown at each other. Well, I hope you were able to enjoy and also benefit from this reading. Until next time, may God continue to bless your ways.